there's the risk, civilizational risk is decreased if Twitter, the more we can increase the trust of Twitter as a public platform. And so I do think this will be somewhat painful, and I'm not sure that I will actually be able to acquire it. And I should also say the intent is to retain as many shareholders as is allowed by the law in a private company, which I think is around 2,000 or so.
Now, he talked a lot there, Doug, about trust. I think people have lost trust in places like Twitter and a lot of social media.
They have. And look, when you have cold-blooded terrorists and killers who still have Twitter accounts, and Donald Trump doesn't have a Twitter account, and, Babylon B doesn't have a Twitter account. Where is a country when satire is something that is banned? That's a real critical element of this. And I think that's what he's talking about when he gets to this idea of privacy and free speech. There's a balance there. Look, there are certain things that are boundaries that are just normal norms of freedom of speech. But freedom of speech is something that will make you uncomfortable. If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, then it's not pushing those limits. And I think Elon Musk is one who has pushed limits, but he also understands that a free platform like that is actually a pressure point that allows people to exchange ideas, to have a creative place in the marketplace. And he wants to see that. I think it's very interesting, though. He said he may not be able to do this. I think there's going to be a lot of pushback to not let this happen, and we've already started to see that. But what he's at least bringing out is this idea of a platform where people can, have a competition of ideas.